Again, today's topic is you should pray more than you sleep. And why should you pray more than you sleep? Well, obviously, a lot of us are awake most of the day than we sleep. But in the spiritual sense, sleep is considered death in the Bible. When you sleep, that's a form of death. And one day have that sleep of either life or death. We want to pray so we can inherit that everlasting life. We should be awake more than we sleep. If you're working, raising families, just doing different things in life, you should be up more than you sleep. And you should be giving praise to the Most High YAHAWAH. Always, continually. Okay, and that's the whole thing about the scriptures. While we read this Bible, we should be awake, right? Because he's filling our bodies, he's filling our minds, our vessels with his word, which is light. The angels never sleep. The Most High never slumbers. All right, let's go to Psalms 121. He never slumbers. Some people say, well, he's no longer paying attention to Israel. He went somewhere and turned his back on y'all. But the Most High never sleeps. Let's go to Psalms 121. Psalms 121. And let's go to verse 3. The scriptures read, he will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Yasharallah shall never slumber nor sleep. So the Most High is awake continually. So stay awake. The angels are awake. Who you think watching over you when you're sleeping? Who's guiding your dreams, guiding your visions? It's the angels, because you're fighting in your sleep too. Why are you sleeping? Demons sleep. Demons cause problems. They can only go so long before they exhaust themselves. But the angels are continual light. So we got to stay awake, family. That's what this is all about. We're going to get into this lesson. Let's start off with Colossians chapter 3, verse 17. And whatsoever you do in word or deed, do all by Shem Hamashiach, Yahawashi, giving thanks to the Most High YAHAWAH, by Shem Hamashiach, Yahawashi. All praise to the Most High. All praise to the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He's worthy to be praised for everything. Hallelujah. And we give praise to the Most High and his saints that he is awakened. We're going to get started right away. We're just going to run into this. 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 15. 2 Timothy 3 and 15. And that from a child that has known the Holy Scriptures, which are able to make thee wise unto salvation through faith, which is in Hamashiach Yahawashi. All Scripture is given by inspiration of the Most High and is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction, for instruction in righteousness, that the man of the Most High may be perfect, thoroughly furnished unto all good works. And that's what it's about. We have to be thoroughly furnished in his works. Everything that he's created is good. And one last verse for introduction reasons. Let's go to Romans 15 and 4. Romans 15 and 4. The token that we use on a day-to-day basis is the Bible. When we speak in the Sabbath classes, it's all dealing with the scriptures. Romans 15 and 4, and whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning. This is why we go through the scriptures, precept for precept, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. Have hope for what? Everlasting life. So we can't sleep forever. That's the hope, to have everlasting life. Pray more than you sleep. And that's the whole topic of today. We're going to get into the class, and we're going to start off with Psalms 81. To be awake, you must know this. Psalms 81, verse 3. The scriptures read, blow up the trumpet in the new moon, in the time appointed on our solemn feast days. You should go to your shofar and you should blow it. You don't have to be in school to blow your shofar. You could do it as soon as we text you, hey, it's a new moon. Blow that shofar up. This is a law that was given to Jacob, and you are Jacob. We are Israel, Yasharallah. The Most High changed his name to Israel. All right, so this is what we're doing, learning the law. Let's go to Sirach chapter 24, and let's go to verse 1. Sirach chapter 24, verse 1. Wisdom shall praise herself, and shall glory in the midst of her people. In the congregation of the Most High shall she open her mouth, and triumph before his power. Verse 3. I came out of the mouth of the Most High, and covered the earth as a cloud. Who came out of the mouth of the Most High? This I, who is that? Let's go to 2nd Ezra. 2nd Ezra chapter 5, and let's see what the angel said. 2nd Ezra chapter 5, verse 37. And it reads, open me the places that are closed, and bring me forth the winds that in them are shut up. Show me the image of a voice. Show me an image of the voice. This is the word that came out of the Most High's mouth. Show me the image of the voice, and then I will declare to thee the thing that thou laborest to know. Ezra didn't know Hamashiach at that point. He didn't know that he was coming on the earth in human form. But through the prophecies, he knew he existed. This is the word that's coming out. There's more people awakened now than ever before. And the Most High is doing something special. While the Gentiles are seeing social media, and they know it don't ring a bell, right? But in the world, when you look at the news, you see all the chaos going on, the crimes, the weather changes, the wars. You see all the things going on in the earth. Different things are going on. Even in today's times here in our cities, you got liberals running cities who are allowing crimes to happen, and you can't stop it. Even the police, they're doing crimes right in front of the police can't do nothing. Things are changing, but at the same time, the word is coming out. And that's what's so beautiful about the truth. This word is coming out. Let's go to Luke chapter 9. Luke chapter 9, and let's go to verse 34. Luke chapter 9, verse 34. And it reads, while he thus, there came a cloud and overshadowed them. This is talking about when YAHAWAH was dealing with his disciples on the mountain, and the Most High showed them Elijah and Moses in the cloud. It says, and they feared as they entered into the cloud. These are the disciples with Hamashiach. And there came a voice out of the cloud, saying, this is my beloved Son. Hear him. And when the voice was past, YAHAWAH was found alone. And they kept it closed, and told no man in those days any of those things which they had seen. So there was a cloud that came out. And we saw with Sirach chapter 24, he said that his word came out of his mouth, right? And covered the earth as a cloud. So the word has all the powers that the Most High has given them. So as we read on, we're going to see that this word, who we call Hamashiach Yahushua, has more than the powers that we've seen in the Gospels. He has way more powers. The powers that we've seen in the Gospels is the kind side of the Most High. That is the gracious side of the Most High. We have not seen Yahushua imitate his Father, the angry side, right? We've seen the miracles. We've seen all those things like that happen in the Gospels. This angel said to Ezra, can you make an image out of a voice? If the Most High spits out YAHAWAH, he's going to act just like the Most High. So the Most High declared he declared in this verse in Luke chapter 9 who his beloved Son is. And he declared that to the disciples as a witness. Let's go to John chapter 1. John chapter 1, verse 1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with the Most High, and the Word was the Most High. See that? They're the same. That's YAHAWAH. The same was in the beginning with the Most High. All things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. In him was life, and the life was the light of men. So we know that out of YAHAWAH comes life. And if we don't understand that life, then we're going to be sleeping. So I want to show you some characteristics that YAHAWAH has that his Father has. These are the characteristics we have not seen yet, but we will. Exodus 15, verse 3. And it reads, the Most High is a man of war. The Most High is his name. So what comes with war? To win a war, you got to have strategies. War is just like a boxing match. You can work out all you want, and you take the strongest two boxers, and you put them head-to-head to go against each other. What wins a boxing match? Endurance, stamina, all those things that the coach trains them to do, the boxer does. The only difference is, what is the trainer teaching them? The trainer's teaching that boxer how to think. He's training them tactics. He's training them how to have strategies. So YAHAWAH has strategies. If you look at his movements when he was here on the earth, the Sadducees and Pharisees and the Romans, they couldn't keep track of him. He was popping up here, popping up there. The disciples didn't know his next move. He kept them on their toes at all times. Even with the miracles, threw them off guard. Imagine that. Yet, he still didn't show the angry side of himself, according to the Gospels. It says, we don't know if he did it, but the only thing that we could see where he was angry is when he turned over the tables in the temple. But when we look at the scriptures, we're going to find out the strategies of the Most High is the same in the Son. Let's go to John chapter 14. Gospel of John chapter 14, verse 9. Gospel of John chapter 14, verse 9. YAHAWAH said unto him, have I been so long time with you, and yet hast thou not known me, Philip? He that hath seen me hath seen the Father. And how sayest thou then, show us the Father? Believest thou not that I am in the Father, and the Father in me? The words that I speak unto you, I speak not of myself, but the Father that dwelleth in me. He doeth the work. So YAHAWAH is the same as his Father. He brought critical thinking to men. Remember the man that came to him and says, good master, what must I do to inherit the kingdom of heaven? YAHAWAH said, if you shall enter into life, keep the commandments. And then the man said, I've done this my whole life. And then YAHAWAH said, well, if you shall enter into life, sell all that you have. That man wasn't ready for that. Critical thinking. He saw right through him. Let's go to verse 11. Believe me that I am in the Father and the Father in me, or else believe me for the very work's sake. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me, the works that I do, shall he do also. And greater works than these shall he do, because I go unto my Father. So they are one. Him and his Father are one, according to YAHAWAH. And we get to be just like YAHAWAH by following YAHAWAH. So what do you think we're going to have? The Most High going to put a new spirit in us. That spirit is going to be something that you ain't never had. You're going to be doing things that you ain't never even thought that you could do.
Me once more.
Your God has abandoned you, Samson.
You are the man who took away my eyes. I am glad of it, for the darkness helps me think.
Your God has deserted you and taken your strength with him.
No, I can see him more clearly than ever. He wants me to destroy you all!
It's over, Samson!
Stop him!
All you have to do is stay awake. It's all you got to do. Don't sleep on this. Let's go to Wisdom of Solomon. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 18, verse 15. Thine almighty word leaped down from heaven out of the royal throne. So now we already established who the word is. We already established who the image of the voice is. It's from Mashiach Yahushua, the Son of the Father. It says, thine almighty word leaped down from heaven out of the royal throne as a fierce man of war into the midst of a land of destruction. Who is this? This is YAHAWAH. He has the same characteristics as his father in Exodus 15:3. He is a man of war. He is an austere man. Get your life in order so you can be just like him. We got to be ready to fight in this war. We're fighting now. He came in Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, and the rest of the letters, as a kind man. And this is what he told us to be during this time of our captivity, to be at peace with all men. What do you think he's going to put in us? A new spirit. He says that we're going to thresh down the mountains. In Jeremiah 51, he says that we will dominate. In Daniel chapter 7, he said that the saints shall take the kingdom. What do you think we're going to do? We're going to have a whole new spirit in us. All we got to do is stay awake. Let's go back to the scriptures. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 18. Let's go to verse 16. And brought thine unfeigned commandment as a sharp sword, and standing up filled all things with death. And it touched the heaven, but it stood upon the earth. So what is he talking about right here? He's talking about sin. Adam and Eve sinned in the garden. And all men fell too. They all sinned too. They all fell the same death. That's how death entered into the earth. That's what he's talking about. The sword touched the earth. Ever since that time, it has been something man has feared as a dream. Man has done all types of experiments just to avoid that dream, which is sleep, or what we call death. Man has created medicines. He has gone vegan, just to avoid death. We're all doing these things to avoid death, but it's inevitable. I've heard of people doing meat diets, all meat diets, just to avoid death. I mean, if you look at animals, they can't avoid this thing. Bugs can't avoid this thing. This death, this war that Yahushua brought down on the earth is deadly. When he said that he is a man of war, just like his father, all he did was smite the earth once. Think of the power that he has. We can't avoid this thing, death, unless he says so. Verse 17. Then suddenly visions of horrible dreams troubled them sore, and terrors came upon them unlooked for, and one thrown here and another there, half dead, showed the cause of his death. There's a million ways to die. He's showing us you can't run from this thing. You're going to fear your brother. You're going to fear your neighbor, all behind death. For the dreams that troubled them did foreshow this, lest they should perish and not know why they were afflicted. A lot of us don't know why we're afflicted. They just die. And so this thing it's all in account of sleep. And we have to learn how to stay awake. There's a way to stay awake in this truth. And we're going to go over some of the things that helps us stay awake. But so while we live, we strive for what? We strive for everlasting life that was promised to us. YAHAWAH, Hamashiach, said that we can live forever. All we got to do is do these things in order to live. Let's go to John chapter 11. Gospel of John chapter 11. The Gospel of John chapter 11, and let's start at verse 20. This is the example. We all heard Lazarus, the friend and cousin of YAHAWAH. Gospel of John chapter 11, verse 20. Then Martha, as soon as she heard that YAHAWAH was coming, went and met him. But Mary sat still in the house. Then said Martha unto YAHAWAH, Hamashiach, if thou hadst been here, my brother had not died. But I know that even now, whatsoever thou wilt ask of the Most High will give it thee. YAHAWAH saith unto her, thy brother shall rise again. She had faith. Martha saith unto him, I know that he shall rise again in the resurrection at the last day. She already knew that there was a resurrection coming, but she didn't know that YAHAWAH was the image of the voice. All right? YAHAWAH said unto her, I am the resurrection and the life. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, because he brought death, YAHAWAH was that angel that brought the instrument of death on the earth and let Satan rule it. Yet shall he live, and whosoever liveth and believeth in me shall never die. Believest thou this? And this is what we all aim for, to live forever. We want to live forever. We want our family members to live forever. We want our friends to live forever. We don't all want to suffer that dream. There's two dreams. There's a dream of waking up, and then there's a dream of death. Everyone dreams that dream. People wake up in the middle of the night. They call it a nightmare. I almost died in my dreams. I saw you died in your dream. People have those dreams. That is the dream of death. Why do we have that? Because we don't know that we can live forever. We don't have dreams of living forever. We have dreams of death. That is the thing that was brought on the earth. Let's go to 1 Corinthians chapter 15. All of us are running scared on this earth because of death. 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 20. 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 20. It reads, but now is Hamashiach risen from the dead and become the first fruit of them that slept. For since by man cometh death, by man come also the resurrection of the dead. He's the only one that could change that thing, that could reverse it, because he's the one that brought it on the earth. For as in Adam all die, even so in Hamashiach shall all be made alive. See that? Trust in this promise. But every man in his own order, the Hamashiach, the first fruits afterward, they that are Hamashiachim at his coming. We're going to be just like him. Then cometh the end, when he shall have delivered up the kingdom to the Most High, even the Father, when he shall have put down all rule and all authority and power. He received the authority in the beginning when Adam sinned to bring death on the earth and let these angels run that realm. He's coming back, and he's going to change that. He came back once, set the trend for a new way, and now it's time for us to wake up and be Hamashiachim and follow his way to the Father in strength and understanding. Because when he come back, all minds and eyes are going to know this. Didn't he not say that every eye shall see him when he returns? He's coming to see if you receive that gift of everlasting life. Did you keep what he said, do? Did you believe in his testimony? Every eye shall see him. Do you remember that Yeshua or YAHAWAH came on the earth and resurrected? This is the testimony. Let's go back to Wisdom of Solomon in the Apocrypha. And let's go to chapter 18. And let's go to verse 17. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 18, verse 17. And it reads, Then suddenly visions of horrible dreams troubled them sore, and terrors came upon them unlooked for. And one thrown here and another there, half dead, showed the cause of his death. For the dreams that troubled them did foreshow this, lest they should perish and not know why they were afflicted. What are those Ghazians saying over there? The Palestinians, what are they saying? We're not Hamas. Why are you killing us? They don't know why they're being killed. You got all these people around the world don't know why things or why they're being afflicted. Because this instrument was put on the earth. And it was made for us to repent. That's why it was put on the earth, for us to change our spirits, for us to follow the instructions that was given to Moshe. Verse 20, Yea, the tasting of death touched the righteous also. How did it touch the righteous also? Because, we always boast about the Israelites. It ain't about the Israelites. It's about the Most High. The righteous can't run from this either. Let's go to Psalms 82. The righteous, the saints, are the 12 tribes of Israel who are scattered to the four corners of the earth of Negro and Native American Indian descent, of Latino descent. Okay, these are the Israelites. This is the greatest information on the earth. The greatest information on the earth, y'all. And we got it. Psalms 82, verse 6. Psalms 82, verse 6. The scriptures read, I said, ye are gods, little gods under the big gods, little powers under the big powers. And all of you are children of the Most High, but ye shall die like men and fall like one of the princes. Arise, O Most High, judge the earth, for thou shalt inherit all nations. Talking about send YAHAWAH back on the earth. We can't take this pain of dying. We know we are the saints. Why we got to die with the Gentiles? Like I said, all men, all creatures of all sorts and kinds die. In the oceans, everything. That's why I said everybody is waiting for us to wake up. The angels are waiting. The Most High is waiting. We're dragging our feet. We step in the fetching. All we got to do is follow his instructions. That's what everybody is waiting on. All right? Wisdom of Solomon. Let's go back to verse 20. Chapter 18, verse 20. Yea, the tasting of death touched the righteous also, and there was a destruction of the multitude in the wilderness. But the wrath endured not long. This is only going to be for a short period. Those who love this realm of death, you see them right now, they're running the whole show. They love death. They want death to continue to run. They create medicines to kill, to take you with them. They are forwarding the death. Just like they forwarded our captivity, they are forwarding the death as well. That's why YAHAWAH has to come quickly, or less. No flesh will be saved. No flesh will be saved because they are forwarding the death. I'll start at 20 again. Yea, the tasting of death touched the righteous also, And there was a destruction of the multitude in the wilderness, but the wrath endured not long. For then the blameless man made haste and stood forth to defend them, and bringing the shield of his proper ministry, even prayer and the propitiation of incense, set himself against the wrath, and so brought the calamity to an end, declaring that he was thy servant. This is the 12 tribes waking up. So he overcame the destroyer, not with strength of body, nor force of arms, but with a word subdued he him that punished, alleging the oaths and covenants made with the fathers. This is us standing up for the truth, teaching the laws, statutes, and commandments, waking up to who we are. That's what this is. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 6. Proverbs chapter 6, verse 23. And it reads, for the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light, and reproofs of instructions are the way of life. We want everlasting life. That is the promise given to us. Right? So he's saying that the law is light. Let's go to Isaiah 8. So now we know what the light is, but can you have the light in you if you don't have any understanding? No, the light is diminished. It is darkness. There's only one way to get the light in you. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 8. Isaiah chapter 8 and verse 20. Isaiah chapter 8 and verse 20. It reads, to the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. The testimony was given to Moses in Exodus chapter 31 on 2 tablets of stone. Okay? To bring that to the 12 tribes of Israel. He testified to Israel to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. And so this is what we have to practice on doing. Now, I don't know if you guys possess a copy of the 613 laws, but I'm going to read 19 of them right now. Okay, I'm just gonna read them. And while I read them, tell me if you just in line with just the 19 of these that I read. Random positive commandments. Just tell me if you're in line with it, or tell yourself. You don't have to tell me nothing. Tell yourself, am I in line with this? Okay, so I'm going to read it. You don't have to flip to the chapters, but you can write them down. Number 1, believe in the Most High Yahawah as the only source of power in the whole universe. Ask yourself, are you keeping that? That's Exodus chapter 20, verse 1. Number 2, submit to the Most High Yahawah as the supreme head to be in unity with Yahawah. Are you keeping that? Right? Ask yourself that. That's Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 4. Number 3, love the Most High with all our heart, soul, and might. Are you doing that? Ask yourself that. Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 5. I'm just going to keep reading this. I've got about, 16 more. But just do a self-examination of yourself or a self-inventory of yourself as I read these. And if you're keeping all of these, you're pretty much in line with the rest of them. But number 4, reverence the Most High by keeping his laws. Reverence the Most High Yahawah by keeping his laws. Do you try and keep his laws? This is Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 1. All right, number 5, serve the Most High, Yahweh. Do you serve the Most High? How do you serve the Most High? You serve him by doing the works, keeping the laws, showing charity, publishing and speaking his word to others. Do you do that? How about your actions? Do your actions show it? That's serving the Most High. That's Exodus chapter 23, verse 25. Exodus 23, verse 25. Number 6. About hold fast to the Most High. You don't change and go into Islam, or you don't go into another religion, Buddhism. Or hold fast to the Most High. Everything you learn, hold fast to it and keep it. Don't change your mind and say, oh, this ain't working. Hold fast to the Most High. Do you do that? That's Deuteronomy chapter 10 and 20. Deuteronomy chapter 10, verse 20. Here's number 7. Taking the oath by Yahawah's name. We shouldn't do this at all. Do you do this? Do you say, I bet you on the Most High's name that this is going to happen? None of us should be doing that. All right? Do not take an oath in the Most High's name if you can help it. If you do it, you better keep it. Better not break it. Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 8, verse 13. You can write that down. Deuteronomy 6, verse 13. I'm on number 8, and we're just going over the laws. Walk in the Most High's ways. Do you do that? That's Deuteronomy 28, verse 9. They kind of sound just like the other ones, but it's a self-examination of yourself. Walk in the Most High's ways. Number 9, sanctify Yahawah's name. Everything that you do for the Most High should be holy. I can't do this on the Sabbath. It's a holy day. Unless it's an emergency, I got to do it. The Most High is going to understand if I have to do it because it's an emergency. That's different. You pray that He's with you when you do that. Number 10, read, study, and meditate on the book of the law. This is what we're supposed to do. This is in Joshua 1 and 8. Read, study, and meditate on the book of the law. Number 11, teach the book of the law to our children. Do you do that? Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 7. We got Bible stories. We got all kinds of ways to teach the children. Things to eat, what not to eat. All right? There's all types of ways. We can make it joyful. We can make it happy. Do you praise? You can sing songs. Number 12, bind the law upon our hands. What does that mean, bind the law upon our hands? It's not taking any oaths. You use your hands to salute. You use your hands to sing the American anthem. You put your right hand on your heart, right? When you vote, you go sign things with the right hand. If they take thumbprints, which hand they ask for first, your left or your right? Bind the law upon our hands. So with the Most High, you binding all the laws, everything you do, you're going to use the Most High to make a judgment with the things that you do in life. 13, bind and write the law upon our minds. This is a daily thing. This is Deuteronomy 6 and 8. 14, make fringes on the corners of your talents, or make fringes on the corners of your shirt or your garment. Numbers 15, 38 through 40. Preach and publish the Most High's laws. Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 9. This is what we're supposed to do too. Publish it. Publish has all types of ways of saying it. You can write it down. You can write it on your wall. You can tell someone. You can send a verse through text to somebody. Publish it. Number 16, gather for the reading of the law every 7th year. Deuteronomy 31. In this captivity, we don't know what the 7th year is. Some of us use the time frame that we came into the truth. You could do that too. But we do it every Sabbath. The Most High will come set all these things straight when He come back. As long as you gather for the readings of the law on the Sabbath days, as long as you do it. All right. Number 17, a king and priest must acquire and apply the book of the law. All of us are going to be considered kings and priests. According to Exodus 19, He will make us all kings and priests. So practice now. Practice now on how to be a king. Read Solomon. Read King David. Practice on how to be a king. Read the priests, Aaron and his sons. Read about the priests, the righteous priests, not the wicked priests. Number 18, acquire the book of the law. Again, acquire the book of the law. Go buy you one if you don't have one, or download it on the app. But I recommend having a book, a tangible book you could touch, because when the internet shuts down or EMP blast hits this place, everything's going to be off. You ain't going to have nothing. So try to get you a Bible. Barnes and Nobles, even though they're not noble, they're still around. I just posted a news article right above. If you look at it, that's part of prophecy. That's going into Revelation chapter 17 and verse 16, when it says that the 10 horns will hate the whore. Okay, that's what it's talking about. They're going to make her desolate. That's this place. Trump is warning the United States, saying, listen, just let Russia do what they're going to do, because if you stop them, they're going to bomb this country. And they're going to fulfill prophecy. Anyways, you can look that up yourself. Acquire the book of the law, Deuteronomy 31, verse 19. And the last one, number 19, be thankful to YAHAWAH in prayer, praise, and deed. And that goes along with the title of today's class. You pray more than you sleep. So make sure you do prayer, praise, and deed. That's Deuteronomy chapter 8 and verse 10. So do a self-inventory of yourself. Do you keep all of these? These are just 19 of the 613 laws. If you're keeping all of these, you're doing pretty good. But I'm not the judge to tell you that you're doing good. It's the Most High. He's the one who's going to claim whether you're perfect or not, with the faith of Hamashiach. If I see you going off, and I know you're going off, best believe I'm going to warn you of the judgment. But the rest is up to you and the Most High. It's between you and the Most High. That is that personal relationship you're going to have with the Most High. And we're going to see that as we read on in the scriptures. We're going to stop with those laws, and I hope you understand where I'm coming from with that, because we're talking about what has landed on the earth. It's been an instrument of death policy on the earth, and now we have an instrument of life policy that has entered the earth through Yahawashi. These laws, when we recite them and do them, they are a form of spiritual anointing. So in other words, you're pouring oil into your vessel, inside your mind, so we can possess within us the understanding of the Most High through his laws, statutes, and commandments. This is the same type of oil that was sprinkled on the priest in the old days. Same type of oil, just by reading the word. Trust in the Most High with all your heart, mind, and soul. And like I said, the oil, as Christians read, they don't know what the oil is. They just think it's just Jesus Christ. And we don't call his name Jesus. I don't know who that person is, Jesus. I know Yahawashi. I know Yeshua through the scriptures. Recite these prayers and keep the law, statutes, and commandments on a daily basis. In Psalms, Proverbs, there's all types of prayers. What do the Christians do every day? How do they not recognize what they're even praying to? How do they not recognize that they're not even walking in the truth? What's wrong with them? They quote one of the famous prayers in the Bible. Other than the Our Father prayer, what's the other famous prayer? Psalms 23, right? Let's go to Psalms 23. Now, they quote this verbatim and don't even know what they're talking about. If you know the policy of death that was here on the earth, and now you know the policy of life, when you read Psalms 23, you should know what you read. It reads here, I'll start at verse 1. Psalms 23, verse 1. The Most High is my shepherd. I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. This is going to Egypt again with ships. I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Here's the punchline. Verse 5. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil. My cup runneth over. Thou anointest my head with oil. So what is this oil? How does he anoint our heads with oil? The oil is the law. The oil is how you're going to keep the Holy Spirit in you, which is the light of Hamashiach. If you don't have the oil can't be lit. I want to go to Proverbs 21. Proverbs 21 and verse 20. It reads, there is treasure to be desired, and oil in the dwelling of the wise. But a foolish man spendeth it up. What is that oil? That oil is the laws. We went over 19 of the laws. Did you have that in you? If you have that in you, that is oil of the Most High. Okay? I didn't even go into the 10 commandments. You should already have that in you. That is oil. You just have one commandment. That is a little oil in you. I'm going to read the next verse. It says, he that followeth after righteousness and mercy findeth life, righteousness, and honor. So this right here is part of the protocol Yahawaah brought back. And this is in Proverbs. Obviously, we didn't see it. We didn't understand it. So he had to come reiterate this to get back to the kingdom, because we must be near to the end if he sent the Son on earth. So Yahawaah, when he comes back, he wants to see if you follow his protocol of mercy and charity. That is a little oil of the Father. See, the sin of death had been in the earth so long that it's hardness on knowing how to love. We forgot that thing. We forgot how to love one another. This is why he said to love one another. Now, that component of forgiveness is a form of mercy. Adam and Eve knew how to love in the beginning until they sinned. And that's why he says in Proverbs 21 and 21, he that followeth after righteousness and mercy findeth life, righteousness, and honor. We want to get into the next kingdom. Let's go to James chapter 5. James chapter 5, verse 13. It reads, is any among you afflicted? Let him pray. Is any merry? Let him sing psalms. Is any sick among you? Let him call for the elders of the church, and let them pray over him, anointing him with oil in the name of the Most High. Why would the elders come and anoint oil? The elders already have oil in them. They already have laws, statutes, and commandments. Who is the Most High going to hear? He's going to hear those who keep his laws, statutes, and commandments. Okay? That's why you call the elders to pray over you. Look at Proverbs 28:9. Proverbs 28 and 9. Why would the Most High hear you if you don't have any oil in you? Faith would get you over that mountain sometimes, but oil and faith together would definitely work. Proverbs 28, verse 9. He that turneth away his ear from hearing the law, even his prayer shall be abomination. This is why you call the elders to come pray over you. They already have the oil in them. They're already walking the righteous path. I read James chapter 5 and 14 again. Is any sick among you? Let him call for the elders of the church, and let them pray over him, anointing him with oil in the name of the Most High. See that? That's what it's all about. Having that oil within yourself. As long as you have that oil, the Most High will hear you. Let's go to Luke chapter 7. Luke chapter 7. Luke chapter 7, verse 36. And one of the Pharisees desired him that he would eat with him. And he went into the Pharisee's house and sat down to meat. Verse 37. But there were some Pharisees that followed the Most High and believed that Yahushua was the Hamashiach. Luke 7:37. And behold, a woman in the city, which was a sinner, when she knew that Yahushua sat at meat in the Pharisee's house, brought an alabaster box of ointment, and stood at his feet behind him, weeping, and began to wash his feet with tears, and did wipe them with the hairs of her head, and kissing his feet, and anointed them with the ointment. Now when the Pharisee which had bidden him saw it, he spoke within himself, saying, This man, if he were a prophet, would have known who and what manner of woman this is that toucheth him, for she is a sinner. And what was this woman exemplifying? She was exemplifying charity. And that'll win over the Most High too. That'll win over Yahushua to have mercy on you. But you got to get yourself back in line and keep them laws. Okay? You may have gotten mercy that time, crying and weeping, but the next time you better come with a little oil in you. Luke 7:40. And Yahushua answering said unto him, Simon, I have somewhat to say unto thee. And he said, Master, say on. There was a certain creditor which had two debtors. The one owed 500 pence and the other 50. And when they had nothing to pay, he frankly forgave them both. Tell me, therefore, which of them will love him the most? Simon answered and said, I suppose that he to whom he forgave most. And he said unto him, Thou hast rightly judged. So charity goes a long way. Luke 7:44. And he turned to the woman and said unto Simon, Seest thou this woman? I entered into thine house, thou gavest me no water for my feet. These men had the law in them. All these disciples kept the law. They had oil in them, but they lacked charity. How would you like to have a kingdom full of brothers who have the law in them, but they ain't got no charity? You know how uptight the kingdom would be? Yahushua ain't trying to have a ship like that. He wants you to have the laws and have some humility in you at the same time. So we can all get along. We're going to get along in the kingdom. Ain't going to be no back and forth. It says, But she hath washed my feet with tears and wiped them with the hairs of her head. Thou gavest me no kiss, but this woman, since the time I came and have not ceased to kiss my feet. She was kissing his feet. She was trying to get her sins forgiven. Anything. Luke 7:46. My head with oil thou didst not anoint. You didn't anoint my head with oil, man. You didn't show no love to me. But this woman hath anointed my feet with ointment. Wherefore I say unto thee, her sins, which are many, are forgiven, for she loved much. But to whom little is forgiven, the same loveth little. Did the Pharisees show you Yahushua love? They killed him. All right? So it's just a little example to show you that not only is the oil may get you to the door, but you got to have charity too. Alms saveth you from death. Remember that? Luke 7:48. And he said unto her, Thy sins are forgiven. And they that sat at meat with him began to say within themselves, Who is this that forgiveth sins also? They didn't even know who they was with. And then say the Pharisees said it. Said they all said it. And he said to the woman, Thy faith hath saved thee. Go in peace. It's all within you. The oil is within you. The faith is within you. Asking for grace and mercy, that comes from him. That's getting something that you deserve. Only if you're in a humility state, contrite spirit. If you ain't in that spirit, you're getting something you don't deserve. Let's go to Matthew chapter 25. Matthew 25. So this is the time to be humble. This is the time to be peaceful, because we're trying to get that life, right? That 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, when that happened, when that shofar is blown, Matthew chapter 25, verse 1. That's why I said the countries that's really being affected Even though we're going to come from all four corners of the earth, the countries that's really being affected and having an impact on the whole world is this country right here that we're in, America. This country is affecting all the other countries. That's why the Most High ain't tripping off them other countries right now, because he knows that when we come up out of this place, we're going to go to war with all those other countries, and every man's going to bow. Either they're going to have to repent and come to us, either to work for us, or they're going to die. So it's okay. If they don't want to know us, it's up to them. But the truth says that the word was going to be preached all over the world. So that's all over the earth. But a lot of countries that's being affected is coming from this country right here in America. Matthew chapter 25. Matthew chapter 25, verse 1. Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps. Psalms 6:23, right? The laws of lamp. And went forth to meet the bridegroom. And 5 of them were wise, and 5 were foolish. They that were foolish took their lamps, and took no oil with them, had no laws in them. For the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps. While the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. That's why you should what? Pray more than you sleep. Keep that oil in you. I'll read it again, verse 5. While the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. Now, does the Most High sleep? The Most High is awake. He never slumbers when it comes to Israel. Verse 6. And at midnight there was a cry made, Behold, the bridegroom cometh. Go ye out to meet him. Then all the virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. Meaning they was able to turn them on, and the light was about to come on. And burn that what? Burn that oil. Burn the laws that's inside of you. If you didn't have it, that light was not going to shine. Verse 8. And the foolish said unto the wise, Give us your oil. Give us some of your oil. For our lamps are gone out. They had a little. I mean, you ever turn on a lamp and it might blitz? You might see a little spark. They had enough to make a spark. Verse 9. But the wise answered, saying, Not so, lest there be not enough for us and you. The little bit that we have, hold on to it. But go you rather to them that sell and buy for yourself. This parable right here, this verse right here, it just proves to you that none of us are truly righteous. Because they said they couldn't even share their oil with the other virgins. We barely gonna make it, y'all. We can't even share the oil that we have that's inside us with someone else. All we can do is build them up. So keep the oil, y'all. Don't let it dissipate. Verse 10. And while they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and they that were ready went in with him to the marriage, and the door was shut. This is YAHAWAH coming back. Afterward came also the other virgins, saying, Hamashiach, open to us. But he answered and said, Verily I say unto you, I know you not. Watch therefore, for you know neither the day nor the hour when the Son of Man cometh. See that? So prepare for this. Let me show you a verse. I just thought about it. It's in Wisdom of Solomon. Not Wisdom of Solomon, Songs of Solomon. A lot of brothers don't go to this chapter too much. As in the captivity of the 1930s, 40s, 50s, and 60s, right? A lot of us just wasn't ready. YAHAWAH had been ready, but we have not been ready. Let's go to Song of Solomon, and let's go to chapter 5, and let's start at verse 1. Ezekiel 37, if you know this chapter that I'm speaking of, it's talking about the dry bones. Remember Ezekiel, the Most High told him to prophesy over the dry bones, and the bones shook, but their marrow and their muscles didn't start to attach because they didn't have the full breath of life within them. But later on, he spoke again, and they came together, and he saw a great and exceeding army. Okay, so what I'm about to read to you right now is when they shook, but they didn't have fully the breath of life. Yahushua was ready, but they wasn't ready. Our people wasn't ready. Song of Solomon, or Solomon's Song, chapter 5, verse 1. I am come into my garden, my sister, my spouse. I have gathered my mirth with my spice. I have eaten my honeycomb with my honey. I have drunk my wine with my milk. Eat, O friends, drink, yea, drink abundantly, O beloved. He was ready. I sleep, but my heart waketh. It is the voice of the beloved that knocketh, saying, this is us. This is us in the 40s, 50s, and 60s. Some of us were ready, but we wasn't ready. It is the voice of my beloved that knocketh, saying, open to me, my sister, my love, my dove, my undefiled, for my head is filled with dew, and my locks with the drops of the night. I have put off my coat, how shall I put it on? I have washed my feet, how shall I defile them? My beloved put in his hand by the hole of the door. Yahushua was right at the door. And this is Israel. And my bowels were moved for him. See that? We was ready for him, but not quite ready. Verse 5. I rose up to open to my beloved, and my hands dropped with myrrh, and my fingers with sweet-smelling myrrh upon the hands of the lock. I opened to my beloved, but my beloved had withdrawn himself and was gone. My soul failed when he spoke. I sought him, but I could not find him. I called him, but he gave me no answer. See that? So our people, every time they get ready and they don't have the laws, Yahushua want to come, he knows that the people aren't ready. He has to thrust that sickle in at the right moment when we're all awakened to the truth, to the law, statutes, and commandments, and not steer to the right, steer to the left. And what I mean by steer to the right, steer to the left, we got Valentine's Day coming up. You know, brothers in the truth are still buying flowers and still buying candy canes and hearts and giving it to the loved ones and things like that. We got to cut that off. All these are pagan gods. That's the day of fornication. Mother's Day and Father's Day, Day of Semiramis and Tammuz. We got to stop leaning to the right and leaning to the left to keep all these pagan religions and pagan holidays. And that's what the Most High is telling. We weren't ready. We were still involved with this kingdom. We still wanted to be like them. Martin Luther King was talking about let's all be a part of this kingdom. Let's go hand in hand with the enemies. But the Most High never wanted us to do that. All right? He wanted us to love him completely. He wanted us to give our all to him, not a piece of it. When you do that, you consider lukewarm, not hot. He wants all of us to give our all to him. And that's what the scriptures is all about when it comes to stay awake. Stay awake. Pray more than you sleep. Okay, that's the premise. Remember the word. Always remember the word. Remember he said he leaped down at that time, and he can leap down at any time. He is a man of war with many strategies. So make sure you pray more than you sleep so we can make our election and our salvation sure. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 40. I mean, this is just one of the powers that we're going to have. Isaiah chapter 40. Now let's go to verse 31. Isaiah chapter 40, verse 31. It reads, but they that wait upon the Most High shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary. Imagine you running and not getting tired. Imagine that. Imagine walking and never getting tired. You could run for days, right? And they shall walk and not faint. We're not going to faint. So he's telling us how we're going to be in that day. Unstoppable. All right? And with that, I'm going to end this class. Pray that this was a blessing to you. All praise to the Most High for putting the Spirit on us to listen to this class and put it together. All praises to Him and the Son, Hamashiach. We ask that the Most High come soon.
This is the word of the Lord of hosts. I took you from the pastures and from following the sheep to be prince over my people Israel. I have been with you wherever you have gone and have destroyed all the enemies in your path. I will make you a great name among the great ones of the earth. I will assign a place for my people in Israel. There I will plant them, and they shall dwell in their own land.